Hey everybody, Aaron Rift here along with good old JM Jeff Meacham. Today we are going to talk about the 2018 NoDQ.com Hall of Fame category, non-wrestler. Now somebody on Facebook was like, why do you have a category for somebody who doesn't wrestle in a wrestling Hall of Fame? Guess what? There are people that do things in wrestling besides wrestle.
They manage, they commentate.
They produce.
They run the trucks. Well, we're not going to put Kevin Dunn in our Hall of Fame just because we don't like Kevin Dunn. But if you vote Kevin Dunn, I'll announce it. How about that, guys? Okay. Sorry, Kevin.
Well, spoiler alert, Jim Cornette did not nominate Kevin Dunn for the 2018
Jim Cornette definitely did not nominate Kevin Dunn this year. That's old news at this point.
If that ever happens, somebody better get Jim Cornette's head examined. I'll just
and you know, honestly, if Jim Cornette gets this nod, because he's one of our choices, I say we should get him on the show to accept the nominations, accept the induction.
Well, you know, because of the whole Dairy Queen scenario with Jim Cornette,
it might be able to pull it off.
That makes him a prime candidate just for that alone.
He deserves a Hall of Fame wing for himself just for the Dairy Queen.
I know, right? He could be given an award of like a Dairy Queen hot dog or
no
something.
DQ, no Dairy Queen. It falls right in there, brother. It falls right in there.
Me in the face there.
Anyway, so last year, of course, the mad scientist, the genius himself, Paul Heyman, went into the Hall of Fame. Right. And no surprise, in 2016, it was Mr. McMahon, of course. It has to be Vince. You know, this year, again, a very good group of people. One that surprises me based on what I know about the No DQ fans, and one that, you know, is a controversial name because of what happened to him this year. Bobby the Brain Heenan, of course. Good old JR, Jim Ross, Eric Bischoff, Jim Johnston, who, if he hadn't been let go, would he really be a choice? Maybe. Jim Cornette, we mentioned, and the infamous Earl Hebner, the referee himself, TNA Hall of Famer, is Earl Hebner. So,
where are the referees in the WWE Hall of Fame? Where is Jim Johnston in the WWE Hall of Fame? So I know those guys are going to get some sympathy votes, but I want to go with somebody who I feel has really done a lot, not just in one particular role. I want to go with Jim Ross as my pick, not just for his commentary, but also being part of talent relations and all the various other jobs he's done over the years. He's been a really important part of WWE. He does his blogs. You know, he regularly comments on the business. He does his podcast.
His podcast is awesome.
He's always analyzing and giving his thoughts, and he's been around for many decades. JR is my personal pick, but this is another close one. I mean, I think they're all worthy choices.
I'm torn between two people. I'm torn with Bobby, of course. Bobby, a friend of No DQ,
all-time legend,
all-time legend, great manager, the greatest manager of all time, in my opinion, greatest heel commentator of all time, right there with Jesse, and paved the way for guys like Corey Graves and JBL, I guess. But then there's Eric Bischoff, who is up there with Paul Heyman and Vince as the three, top guys of the Attitude Era, the whole Monday Night Wars era of the leader, the promoters. So I'm gonna go with my gut instinct and say Eric Bischoff gets the vote.
Interesting, Eric Bischoff, the one-trick pony. Oops, did I say that? You know what? That is a hell of a one trick. I gotta say, the NWO. And without Bischoff, I give him his credit. Without Bischoff, who knows if wrestling would be what it is today?
If Eric Bischoff had not had the chutzpah to go in there and aggressively recruit Hogan and Savage and bring the NWO storyline to the forefront and actually have the guts to literally go to Vince McMahon and not only kick him square in the pants, but turn around and kick him square in the nuts, win the ratings, and then mostly everything for a period of 2 years. There's a podcast called 83 Weeks. No promoter beat Vince McMahon that consistently for that long in any facet of the imagination whatsoever, except Eric Bischoff.
All right, well, we'll see how everybody votes, so go ahead and vote.